Hello, everybody. My name is Admiral Redbeard, and welcome to Lent, a story about spring and love. This is another one of those Game Jam games that I wanted to try. It says it's a demo, but I don't know. I just wanted to see what it is. I think it's a visual novel as well, so let's just see what we're getting ourselves into. Mark. Achromatospia. The total inability to see color. Usually caused by traumatic injury to the thalamus or the cerebral cortex. But I didn't suffer any traumatic injury. At least, not a physical one. The onset was gradual. It started on a Christmas many years ago. The colors slowly faded over the next spring until all that was left was gray. Act 1. Ash. What do you want to do when you've lost your purpose for living? Find a new purpose, of course. Or at least try to. I still haven't really found a new purpose yet. At the very least, I found several things that are not my purpose. Such as my current day job. I do basic clerical and IT work for a small shop in their backroom office. It's not a bad job or anything. Pays well, very low stress. Nice enough boss. For some people, it'd be a dream job. But for me at least, the idea of a job becoming my life's purpose feels somehow wrong. A knock on the door. The boss is so nice that he knocks on the door to the back room of his own shop. Old man. Hey, Mark. Sorry to bother you, but can you do me a quick favor? Sure. What do you need? Can you watch the front counter for a few minutes? Rob is out today and I need to do a quick errand. Oh, don't worry. I'm not asking you to actually run the counter. I put up a sign saying the counter's closed. I just want you to keep an eye on things. Make sure there's no spontaneous combustion or anything. It's really just for my own peace of mind. Sure, I can do that, boss. Great. I'll be back soon. The old man leaves without another word, and I dutifully step out into the front. To find a customer waiting at the closed front counter. I have no idea how to run the counter anyways. I should just hang back. Ooh, choices. Let's offer to help. Screw it. Against my better judgment, I walk up to her. Hi there. Do you need any help? Oh, hello. Do you work here? Technically, yes. I usually work in the back, though, so... Oh, no worries. I'm not here to buy anything. I just need to drop off this packet to the shop owner. Can I leave it with you? Yeah, sure. I can take it. Thanks. Is there something on my face? Oh, no. Sorry. I awkwardly take the packet out of her hands. Thanks again. She briefly glances at a small watch on her wrist. Sorry, I've got to run now, but I'll be seeing you again soon. Yeah. I don't fully process what she said until after she is gone. Did she say she'd see me again soon? None of us actually know the boss's name. It's always either boss or old man, though he honestly does not look that old. He's a strange guy, wanders around, showing up and vanishing almost at random. He also has an uncanny ability to show up whenever someone talks about him. Hey, Mark, got a minute? Sure. What's up, boss? Not much, just wanted to let you know that Rob's decided to move on to better things. I feel a bit of shame as it takes me a moment to remember who Rob is. I never leave the back room if I can help it, so I never really get to know any of the counter junkies. Though I do recall Rob being a very quiet and somewhat antisocial guy. Oh, good for Rob, I guess. I was hoping to throw a little going-away party, but Rob turned it down as he wanted to start his new job immediately. Thank you, Rob. I never really liked attending the old man's parties. Anyways, nothing will change on your end, and I've already filled Rob's old position. What? Already? Yeah, come on out and see the new employee. I wonder who it could be. No way. Hello, I'm Lily. Nice to be meeting you again. Hi, I'm Mark. Let's work together well, Mark. Act 2. Passion. Lily is a nice enough girl. Always sure to be polite and smile when handling customers at the front counter. Very reliable, too. It seems from how the old man has been trusting her to run things all on her own. The old man has been disappearing off more and more ever since. Lately, it's just been me and Lily in the shop. Speaking of which, I glance up at the clock, and right on cue, there is a knock. Hi, Mark. Do you mind if I take my lunch break in here with you? Help yourself. Rob almost never came to the back office, and I almost never went out from it. Lily is different. She's always coming back here during her breaks, trying to make idle conversation. Hey, you brought a new journal book? Filled up the old one already? I'm genuinely surprised that she noticed. Oh, yeah. Filled up the last one. What do you write about, if you don't mind me asking? Nothing much, just some fiction. You're a writer? That's so cool. Oh, no, I'm nothing special. It's just a way to pass the downtime when there's not much work. The old man suggested it, actually. Interesting. He suggested some hobbies to me, too, for when there aren't many customers at the counter. Yeah, he's a pretty lax guy. The boss is a pretty interesting figure. I'm curious to hear more about your experience with him. Oh, but I'm also curious about the book you're writing, too. Well, I wouldn't say I'm currently writing a book. Lately, I've just been writing a bunch of standalone short stories, though I do like to think of them all happening in the same universe. That's so cool. It sounds sort of like the Fortress Terra series. You read the Fortress Terra series? Yeah, it's so much fun. Not only is it fun to read the individual stories, but it's also fun to try to piece them all together. Looking through each story and finding the references to each other, almost like solving a puzzle. I can only stare in silence. She legitimately might like Fortress Terra even more than I do. Oh, but don't let me interrupt you. I want to hear about your series. Or better yet, how about you let me read them? I mean, only if you're willing, of course. Of course you can read them! Sure, I'd be willing to share. Always useful to get feedback, right? Right. I flip through my stack of old journal books and choose one. I suppose this one would be the best one to start. Wow, cool. Do you want me to only read it while we're in the shop? Or would you be willing to lend it out to me to take home? I mean, I doubt it's interesting enough that you'd want to take it home. You think you already know me well enough to know my literary tastes? Fine, you can borrow it to take home. To my surprise, she actually clutches it to her chest like a precious treasure. Thanks, Mark. I know it must mean a lot to you to trust me with this. I decided against telling her that I digitized copies of my notebooks after writing them and thus have backups. Against my better judgment, I can't but feel almost fond of her. Right on time, there's a knock on the back room door. I have to wonder if Lily is the sort of person to knock, or if the old man told her to always knock. Hi, Mark. Mind if I take my lunch break in here with you? Yeah, sure. Just before I can get another word in, she surprises me with a box. What's this? Your lunch, silly. I noticed you always just get one of those instant meals from out front, so I thought you might like a homemade box lunch for some variety. I mean, you don't have to eat it if you don't want to. I was just hoping that you might. No, I'll eat it. Thanks. This is really nice of you. She studies my face for a moment, as if slightly unconvinced. I quickly open the box. Inside are a set of sandwiches, homemade by the look of it. I quickly take one and bite into it. Immediately, I'm amazed by how good it is. Well, how do you like it? Did you just make this? This lettuce is moist while the bread is still dry. You caught me. I packaged it all separately this morning, then put it together right before giving it to you. This bread and meat isn't like anything I've had before either. In a good way, of course. It tastes so fresh. Thanks. I actually baked the bread myself from scratch. The meat I cooked last night, too. Damn. Thank you. I haven't had a homemade lunch since... Flashback. No. You don't usually cook at home? I used to cook, but eventually I stopped. Cooking for one felt like too much of a bother. I think I know what you mean. I used to love cooking for my family growing up, but after I left home for college, cooking just for myself always somehow felt wrong. So I was wondering, actually, would it be alright if I made lunch for you in the future? Oh, I wouldn't want to be a bother. It's no bother. Didn't you hear me? Cooking for one is too depressing. I want the excuse to cook more often. You have to let me pay you back for it, though. I know. You said you used to cook too, right? How about every once in a while we meet at your place and you cook us dinner? She invited herself over. I mean, only if you're comfortable with that, of course. I wouldn't want to impose or anything. I would be delighted to have you over for dinner sometime. Hell yeah! I delayed for a while, but eventually started to feel guilty over all the lunch boxes and indeed planned a dinner with Lily. Cleaning took longer than expected, partly from trying to make all the sticky note labels as inconspicuous as possible. I briefly considered taking them down entirely, but I'd never be able to get them all in the right place afterward. Thankfully, Lily seemed not to notice. Dinner was not anything fancy. Feeling a bit rusty with my cooking, I decided to play it safe and stick to some reliable pasta dishes that I used to make for... Hey Mark, I'm not bothering you by poking around your place, am I? Lily's sudden question brings me back out of my thoughts. She must have noticed the look on my face. Despite dinner being over, she is staying a bit longer to make conversation. Oh, no bother at all. I don't really have anything to hide. Really? Because it sort of looks like you tried to hide a few sticky notes. Damn it! Of course she actually noticed. Somehow I keep forgetting how perceptive she really is. Damn it! And this place seems awfully big for just one person. I think I saw a second bedroom off to the side. Oh, but I'm not trying to be nosy or anything. You don't have to tell me anything if you don't want to. Explain the other bedroom. The other bedroom was my sister's room. She passed away. I wasn't ready for that. Oh, I'm sorry. It was a long time ago. Would you like me to change the subject? It's quite all right. We make some more idle chit-chat afterwards, but the mood clearly changed. Eventually, the evening draws to a close. Lily takes her leave with promises that she'll make an extra special lunch for tomorrow to pay me back for tonight. I don't bother trying to argue that the dinner was to pay her back for the lunches in the first place. Lily does indeed make a special lunch the next day. Special sandwiches, which I had previously admitted are my favorite after some of her light interrogation. After some of the usual pleasantries, the conversation trails off for a bit. She seems to hesitate for a moment, as if working up the courage to say something. Hey, thanks for opening up to me yesterday. I feel like I should open up a little too, so it'd be fair. Oh, you shouldn't feel obligated. No, this isn't out of obligation. This is actually something that has been bugging me for a while. You know, it's funny. Remember way back when I turned in that packet with you? That day I was actually considering not turning it in and declining this job. But then you showed up and were nice enough to help me. And I thought, hey, maybe it wouldn't be too bad to work here after all. Anyways, you know how I'm a sucker for romance stories, right? Indeed, You make it quite clear whenever we talk about the romances in Fortress Terra. I guess I do. The thing is, though, I've never actually had a boyfriend before. The only romance I've ever really known all comes from books and stuff. So I don't really know what I'm supposed to do when it comes to romance. Before I moved here, there was this boy I really liked in college. But I was always afraid, you know, because of being all inexperienced. And I thought it was one-sided, so I never said anything about it. But a few days ago, he called me and told me that he loved me. Crazy, right? Yeah, dude. Like, why wait until after we both graduated and moved to different places? People always say that long distance just doesn't work. But I always really, really liked him. Mark, what do you think I should do? I don't think that we're the right person to be asking this. Mark? Sorry, I was just thinking a bit about how to phrase it. I think... Be the better man. Be the better man. I think it's obvious what you should do. Long distance almost never works. But aren't all the best romance stories about overcoming those challenges with your partner? The two of you against the world. Against the very concepts of time and space, even. What could be more romantic than that? When you put it like that... Thanks, Mark. You're right. It feels like I can tell you anything. It's like you're the cool big brother I never had. I mean, I told her to do it, but still. Act 3. Good. Lily is a nice enough girl. But being nice is sometimes not a good thing. The days pass by. Weeks. She continues to spend her lunch breaks in the back room office. Continues to bring lunch. It continues to taste good. She continues to make conversation, continues to ask about my creative writing, continues to speculate about our mysterious old man of a boss. Nothing has really changed. Except sometimes she'll also talk about her long-distance boyfriend. Sounds like a great guy. Tall, handsome, wicked sense of humor. The whole package. Like the protagonist of a proper romance story. On cue, there's the usual knock on the door. But immediately I notice something off about her. She notices that I notice, so she dives right in. Hey, I was talking with my boyfriend last night, and... And? And he asked me to move to be closer with him. Oh. When he did, I was thinking, of course, but then... For some reason, I told him I would have to think about it. Weird, right? Like, this should be a no-brainer. Being with him is a dream come true, so why did I say I'd have to think about it? Do we go all in? Do we go all in? We're going all in. Supporter. This is a mistake. I think it's natural to be hesitant. You're grown. You've grown used to your life here. Moving would push you out of your comfort zone. But I think this is a good opportunity to make the change. You've gotten very good at the job and got some money saved up. Now might just be the perfect time to move on to better and brighter things. You always do know what to say, don't you? You're right. I guess it's time to move on to the next adventure. Oh, but how am I going to turn in my resignation to the boss? What if he doesn't show up again for weeks? Don't worry about that. You can leave it to me. Really? Really. In the old man's absence, I think I technically become your acting manager. Does that make you my boss while he's out? Ah, let's not think too hard about that part. Thanks, Mark. We'll stay in touch even after I go, right? Sure. The old man has a mysterious way of showing up exactly when we're looking for him. Just as Lily finished her resignation letter, the old man popped his head in to accept it. Gave her paid vacation for her last 2 weeks too, to help her make the move. All he asked for her in return was to show up on the last day for a going away party. I left a gift for her at the party, a full set of my creative writing journals. But aside from that, I decided to skip the party. Took the entire day off even. It's a nice day today, a beautiful spring day, a very good Friday. A perfect day to finish the memorial park. And just sit and think about old friends and old times long gone by. In our lives, people come and go. Sometimes the stays are far too short. It is important to treasure them while they're here. Good ending. Oh, that was awesome. That was awesome. Okay. We're back. Mark? Sorry, I was just thinking a bit about how to phrase it. I think it's obvious what you should do. Long distance almost never works. I know it's tough, but sometimes there are chances in life that we just miss. There are a lot of things I missed out on. A lot of dumb mistakes I wish I could take back too. But I can't. We can't go back. When you put it like that... Thanks, Mark. You're right. It feels like I can tell you anything. It's like you're the cool big brother I never had. Oh, again? All right, let's see how this goes. Lily is a nice enough girl, but being nice is sometimes not a good thing. Sometimes I wonder if I'm a nice person or not. She continues to spend her lunch breaks in the back room office. Continues to bring lunch. It continues to taste good. She continues to make conversation, continues to ask about my creative writing, continues to speculate about our mysterious old man of a boss. Nothing has really changed. On cue, there's the usual knock on the door. But immediately I notice something off about her. She noticed that I noticed, so she dives right in. Hey, do you remember that friend of mine who asked me out a while back? Of course. Well, he was disappointed that I turned him down, but we stayed friends and kept in touch and... And he said since I didn't want to long distance, maybe I could move to be closer with him? Oh. When he did, I was thinking, duh, of course. We could become a real couple. But for some reason, I didn't say yes. I told him I would have to think about it. Weird, right? Like, this should be a no-brainer. Being with him would be a dream come true, so why'd I say I'd have to think about it? Confess! Confess! I don't think I'm the best person to ask about this. What do you mean? You're the one person I trust most about stuff like this. Think of it like this. I have something of a conflict of interest. Still not following. How do I put this? It's like, rather than answering, I kind of want to ask a question myself. Like, why only chase after your old college friend? Why not consider someone else? Someone like me. Oh. The room becomes noticeably colder. I'm sorry. No, it's fine. I just think it'd be better if you didn't ask me about these kinds of things. Actually, maybe it's for the best if we stop spending so much time together at all. What? Think about it. Your friend wouldn't be very happy to hear about all the time you spend with another guy, right? It's for the best. Now, if you excuse me, I should probably get back to work. Oh, all right. I get up and lead her to the door and gently close it behind her. A few weeks later, I get a small surprise when I arrive at work in the morning. Hey, Mark. Got a minute? Oh, hey, boss. Sure. What's up? Do you know if anything happened to Lily? Not to my knowledge, no. Is she all right? I mean, with respect to her work, it's mostly the same as usual. But, she seems like she's a bit depressed. And it's been like that for weeks now. Do you know if anything happened? Sorry, boss. I wouldn't know. We're not particularly close or anything. Oh, man! You're breaking my heart, dude! Figures. Ah, well. Thanks anyways. Well, I've got to run an errand, but if you do find anything out, let me know. Yeah, sure thing, boss. With that, the boss takes his leave, and I settle into work. Another knock on the door. Strange. The boss usually doesn't run errands so quickly. Come in. Hi. Mind if I take my lunch break in here? Sure. Go ahead. I was just on my way out for lunch anyways. Oh, you don't have to go. Actually, I was thinking maybe we could have lunch together. I made some of your favorite sandwiches for you. That's very kind of you, but no thank you. Oh, Mark, dude. Mark! I make my way past Lily to the door. I briefly glance back. Lily stands quietly in the center of the room. Neither of us say a word as I slowly close the door behind me. Neutral ending. Oh, come on! I am determined to get the right ending. Okay, what happens if I don't help her? There's other options. Hang back. A strange man walking up to her would just cause her trouble. I better just hang back and let her wait. She's checking her watch. And now she's leaving. As she vanishes from view, I can't help but feel a slight twinge of regret. What I saw couldn't have been a strange coincidence, could it? Maybe I should have said something. For a brief moment, he looks like he's about to say something more, but then stops and leaves without a word. I missed a thing there. I turn back to my desk and watch the day go by. Another day, just like all the other ones, staring at different shades of gray. Poor end. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, well, I don't know how much of the last bit I'll put in there. There's 3 endings. I got 2 of them. I don't know what to do for the last one, but anyway, that was awesome. I love that. I wanted to know more about it. Again, I don't do a lot of visual novels, but I enjoy doing it, and you get to sit here and listen to a story. So that's always fun. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to see me do more of these, leave a comment below and let me know which ones you would like me to do, and we'll go from there. But I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you next time.